This is part two of the Conscious Hour, and it's the best description of gangster capitalism. I coined that word, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever. Colonel Wilkerson basically lays it out. Listen closely, and then you'll really understand where all your tax dollars are going and who are the profiteers. Enjoy this wake-up call on the Conscious Hour. It's your Conscious Hour to wake up, and let's stop this.
Pack 2 and Pack 3s are useless. Lockheed Martin and RTX, formerly Raytheon underneath, are all trying desperately to hide that. They're lying through their teeth. Pack 2 and Pack 3 in terms of intercepting ballistic missiles that are sophisticated, or ballistic missiles, just simply ballistic missiles. In other words, they don't have countermeasures or counter actions that they can take to thwart an air defense system. Pack 2 and Pack 3 cannot beat them, period. I think it's lower than 4%, even in terms of success rate. Now, Lockheed Martin doesn't want anybody to know that. The United States doesn't want anybody to know that, especially people like Zelensky and Europeans who continue to back Zelensky, because he's going to build these things in his own country at great expense, time, and effort. If he ever gets there, I don't think he will. But should he, he's going to be building an obsolete system. Obsolete. Now let's look at some more tactical aspects.
But let's ask the question, why is Congress funding this? Old, archaic systems. Why would the Congress come up and say, sure, yeah, we'll give you more money, we'll give you more money? Because they're all getting a piece of the action. Look at their stock profiles. Let's continue.
Sorry, they're not really important, except as they illustrate the absolute deficit of a real strategic approach by the United States. HIMARS. HIMARS is a wealth of systems. It's a system that exists in terms of multiple launch rockets that go 15 or 20 kilometers with extended range even further. And it's ATACMS. It's a single outfit ATACMS, all in the HIMARS system. So when you say HIMARS, you are saying a range of essentially missile-like, artillery-like weaponry that ranges from 15 kilometers to 500 kilometers in the case of ATACMS. So HIMARS is not being talked about discreetly and distinctly. It's being conflated with all manner of other things, but all to say, guess why we're using HIMARS? Because we don't have anything else. We have ships sailing around, Nima. Ships on missions sailing around with their canisters not having missiles in them, because we don't have missiles to put in them. Think about that for a minute. Think about other threats like that might materialize around Taiwan, or other things like Putin getting really angry in Europe and doing more than he's doing right now. Thank you very much. He's roundly defeating Ukraine. You wouldn't know that from the propaganda campaign we have going on out of Paris, Berlin, everywhere else, including Washington. But he is winning decisively now. And it's only a matter of time until that decisiveness puts Ukraine on its back foot so badly that Zelensky's going to probably be assassinated or run out of town or whatever. I don't know. But all of this is tactical garbage because there is no strategic approach. Neither in Ukraine is there a strategic approach other than the psychological warfare campaign we're running at full blast, nor in Southwest Asia is there a strategic approach. Now, is there a top strategy that functions behind Trump and says, why are we doing this? I think there probably is, and I think it's all about China. I've said this so many times, it's all about China. It's trying to get at China indirectly, if you will, and very imperfectly, and to thwart what is increasingly becoming the giant in the world that the United States is going to be stalked on by. Look at what China is doing right now, for example, just with the oil markets. China has become, not because it's OPEC or Russia or the United States or Saudi Arabia or whatever producing oil and other products like that, it's become a determinant in the world oil market. Price, quantity, timing, and everything else, because it is a consumer par excellence. And right now, were it to go ahead with its plans to replenish its vast strategic petroleum reserve, you would see the oil markets disturbed majorly, not by a country that produces oil and wants the prices to go up, but by a country that uses the oil. Add to that the fact that China has so much renewable energy now and so much coal in storage that it could put its oil on hold for an entire period of time, economic and otherwise, and say to the world, go to hell. We've got plenty of energy. We are self-sufficient. You are looking at the economic engine of the world emanating from Beijing. And we are fighting that tooth and nail in both of those theaters, Ukraine and Europe and Southwest Asia. And we're doing it incoherently because Donald Trump knows nothing of what I've just said. Donald Trump is operating from the seat of his pants, which are dirty. And so we have no strategy. And what we're doing is running out of munitions, running out of capacity to really take care of a security threat were it to materialize suddenly, and running out of people in the world who give a damn about the status of our empire because they hate our guts. Look at what Rubio's doing in Venezuela. Look at the money we have stolen from Venezuela, somewhere north of 300 billion US dollars. We are essentially running that country with Rubio as the viceroy. Watch out, Brazil. He's got you in mind too. Watch out, Cuba. He's definitely got you in mind. This is the empire now, run rampant in the world, using its military to advertise that rampant nature, and not having a real coherent strategy other than these big guys up above. Doug McGregor and others call them globalists. I think they're much more than that. I think they're vestiges of the neoconservatives. They're vestiges of the people who've always been with us in this country, mostly in the Republican Party, who see the war instrument as the principal instrument of American power and hegemony, and have made it now the exclusive instrument, along with sanctions. And this is an exhibition of that. So talking about high...
So look where we're headed, folks. We can't get out of this spiral. So, yep, China's going to win, which is fantastic. They're independent. They don't need us. These other countries, BRICS countries, have broken away. They don't need us. And who's going to suffer? We, the people in the United States, because the elected officials, Democrats and Republicans, have been compromised forever because of AIPAC, and they sold their soul so they could get uber wealthy while they were sitting on their arses in Congress passing legislation that did not represent we the people. It represented we the corporations. Have you had enough? This is the Conscious Hour. Hit the like and share button. This explains exactly what gangster capitalism is and how it works. Spread the word, make that word, those two words go viral. Gangster capitalism. We've all had enough. Thanks for tuning in to the Conscious Hour. Hit the like and share button. Please leave your comments. I want to respond. I'll respond to anybody that writes out. If you want to have me on your show, bring me on. Let's get to the facts. Let's figure out the solution and let's roll out an implementation plan to do one thing. Let's create heaven on earth where all countries work together. Thanks for tuning in to the Conscious Hour. It's your Conscious Hour. It's our Conscious Hour.